I've just seen a good friend of mine when I was in town, and we got talking about money. Now, I love talking about money. I love the subject of money. I find it so interesting. But what I find is it's a very taboo subject. People don't like talking about it. And I thought, you know what, let's talk about it. We should talk about it more because that's the reason, things that are taboo, obviously people feel uneasy around it. And I want to tell you why. So hopefully we can cause a bit of ease. Now the reason that people feel uneasy around money, they don't like talking about money, they don't like dealing with money, is because generally people get too much emotion wrapped up in money. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I know you've got a couple of friends, or it doesn't even matter who it is, a transaction, a process. So the problem is when people put emotion into money, and I say to someone, oh, how much do you charge for your service or product? And that person says this much. Now at that point, depending on how much I want the product or service, or depending on how much I value it, how much I care, or how much is a priority in my life, is going to depend on how much I'm prepared to pay for that. Now that person who's selling me that product or service, especially if it's their own product or service they personally do, is going to have a lot of emotion wrapped up in that because they do it, they personally do it. So if I don't want to pay what they're asking because it's not a big priority to me, but something else is, it's highly likely that person's going to get offended if they've put all of their self-worth or some of their self-worth into that thing. They're going to think I'm saying you're not worth it. And that's absolutely not the case. And it's an example of one of the things that goes wrong. Me not wanting to pay what that person's asking actually has nothing to do with that person. It's to do with me and how I value that product or service. But if we take it personal, then we can get hurt by it. Money itself is just a piece of paper. It means nothing. We give it the meaning. And of course, when two people are interacting, no one knows what meaning or how much significance the other person gives it. There's a lot of room for error, and that's why there can be so many fallouts over money. Whereas if we could all learn to take it a lot less personal and say, right, money is here, but my self-worth, my beliefs about me and you and all this, they are separate from money. Money is just a thing, it's a transaction. If we can separate and make it more business-like, cut out the emotion. Because it's so highly likely that people aren't always going to agree on the value of things. That's just life. Okay, and the trouble is, especially if we come into a relationship or a transaction with a certain set of underlying beliefs about money and what it means, then we can walk away reinforcing that, and that can help hold us back. And what do I mean by that? Well, the classic, money is the root of all evil. A person with that mindset walks into a transaction with somebody, and that person they're trying to sell them their product or service to says, nah, I don't want to pay that for it. And then that person thinks, arse, like greedy. Oh yeah, see, like here's a prime example of money is the root of evil. Oh, I don't want money anyway. Who wants money when that's what money brings? That's what you like with money. That's not. Money makes you more of what you are, okay? If you are a nice person, if you're a generous person, you're more nice and you're more generous. If you are arrogant and just not nice, you're highly likely to be even more arrogant and not nice. And you're highly likely to put a lot of your self-worth into that money. Okay, so you're going to flash it around everywhere because you're going to want everyone to know. That can heighten you. And that's the trouble. You use it to push other people down, to heighten yourself. But when you have a good sense of self-worth, you can enjoy money for what it is. At the same time, there's no harm in having the nice stuff. But it's where you put it. If you put the nice stuff way up here over people and feelings, then in my opinion, that doesn't make you a nice person. You have the nice stuff and you appreciate the nice stuff, it's great, but you don't put it over people's emotions. People should come first, in my opinion, But that's me. Me personally, I think if you put people first and you have that sort of, you care underneath it all, because money really is just money. At the same time, we all deserve to have it. So it's trying to get in that balance where you're not pushing it away. Everyone deserves to have it. Why shouldn't you have it? We're all great at whatever we do. The trouble is you may not see it that you're great. If you're not earning what you want to earn, it's because you don't believe You're worth what you want to earn. Okay? Look, very complicated subject. I just wanted to jump on this little point anyway, and I've gone off on a tangent like I do. But on that little point about it being so taboo, just listen. In life, if I can just give you one little thing that can maybe help you take some of the sting out of stuff, don't make it personal. It's never about you. It's always about them. Just because someone doesn't value the thing, the service, the product as much as you do, doesn't mean you are worth less and that they are saying you are not worth it. They just don't value it the same as you. And that's all it is. It's not personal to you.